Finally, we're here. How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Nfa Podcast, episode number 10 for your Wednesday night. It is October 9, 2024. Apologies for the delay. Our dear friend here, who lives up in Queensland, got confused with the daylight saving from Queensland and New South Wales, so he didn't even know we were meant to be going live at a certain time. But that's all right. Everyone makes a couple errors here and there, but appreciate you for showing up, even though we're a bit late here tonight. But Mr. Fanatics, how are you, my good friend?
I'm doing good, Nick. Apologies for the delay, the lateness. That's not good enough on my part, but here I am. I'm here at least. So it is a bit later than we would have wanted to start, but yeah, it's good to see you, bro. And of course, discuss what's been happening in the rugby league circle across the weekend. Of course, the grand final last week. So we'll probably talk about that, but. It's good to see everyone. Yeah. Good to see everyone in the chat. I hope everyone's doing well.
Yes, hello to the chat.
Probably the last podcast of the year, possibly.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that. So yeah, this will most likely be the final show of the year. I would like to do a podcast during the Pacific Championships and whatnot, but I guess it's going to come down to availability and everything because. Once the Pacific Championships are over, I'm going to take a bit of a break on YouTube. I'm going to take at least a month off. So I will be taking some time off. And honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to having a bit of time off, to be honest. I really am. Really am. Once the Pacific Championships are over, maybe all of December, I might have all that off. I don't know. I've got to work it all out. But hello to the live chat. Let's get into the live chat. Who we got here? We'll get to CJ in a minute. Got a special gift for CJ. We got SS Storm fan. We got Gene, Jason. Who else is here? Rishi, Steven. Everyone that's rolling in. Hope you are all doing well. Excuse me. Now, I want to take this time and I want to give a massive shout out to CJ Moxley in the live chat. CJ Moxley, he may not be a content creator, but what he is to me and a lot of the people in the content creator world is CJ is a very good, loyal friend. He's a brother. He's a loyal soul when it comes to friendship and whatnot. He's a very good, supporting friend, and I hope you've had a great birthday, CJ. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've got something coming to you in a few days, potentially. So I'll talk to you more about that privately, CJ. And yeah, shout out to CJ, man. One of the true OG brothers and such a great guy. So happy birthday, CJ. And I will see you soon, hopefully in a few weeks. Anything to add, Fanatics?
Yeah. Oh, look, I've just got to, say a massive, happy birthday to CJ. He's a great friend of you and me and everyone else's, and what he his friendship to all of us, it brings plenty, plenty for in terms of the brotherhood. We call it a brotherhood. You and me and CJ and Enzo and we're all great friends. So I just want to wish CJ a very good birthday. Hope he had a great day, and hopefully we'll see CJ again soon. I haven't seen him this year, which is a shame. But hopefully we'll definitely see him in the not distant future soon. So
I'm hoping to see CJ in a couple of weeks. I've got to work it all out. With the schedule and everything, but yes, hopefully in a few weeks. Hopefully. Fingers crossed that it all goes to plan. But let's get into the podcast. Shout out to CJ, one of the OGs, man. One of the OGs. Right, let's get to the show, man. A little bit to go over tonight. Not as much as
Yeah.
we would normally have to talk about, but we've got a little bit to go through. And we're going to start off with the Panthers. 4-peat. Greatest
Yep.
ever. Are they the greatest team of all time? That is a very, very big thing to say. Since rugby league's been around for over 100 years, you can't say greatest ever because different eras, different players, different rules. Greatest of this generation, definitely a debate. Definitely a good debate. I'll start with you, Mr. Warriors NRL Fanatics. Is the Panthers 4-peat? Is this the greatest you've ever seen? Is it the best dynasty you've ever seen?
Look, I'm gonna say I think it's probably one of the greatest I've seen since watching the game of NRL. I know people go back to the Dragons team from a couple of years ago, which I didn't get to see, so I can't really comment too
Yeah.
much on what the Dragons achieved. I know they achieved something really special in itself, but this current era, if you look at the salary cap, the salary cap with the restrictions on the salary cap. Penrith, they've lost a few players over the years as well. They haven't. It's not every year they've been able to keep everyone on the side. This year they lost Stephen Crichton, they lost a couple of others. This next year as well, they're going to lose Fisher Harris as well. So I have to say this is probably the greatest team in the modern era,
Yep.
the current modern era of the NRL. I think it's the greatest team we've ever seen in the modern era as a whole in the NRL. So yeah, I think, look, you can't deny what they've achieved, right? You can't deny what they've achieved. You've got to give them credit, whether you like them or whether you dislike them or you're bored of them winning premierships. People are bored of winning them 4 in a row, but, you've got to give credit when credit's due. And,
Mm,
the team that they've produced, the players they've had, they have had few players come through the other grades as well. And yeah, I can't deny what they've achieved. I really can't. I think they're one of the greatest teams I've ever seen. And Ivan Cleary deserves a bit of credit as well. He deserves a bit of credit because he doesn't get a lot of credit as a coach. He's won a couple premierships. I know Bellamy and Bennett are one of the greatest coaches of the NRL era, but no one talks about Ivan Cleary and what he's achieved as well. So yeah, so hats off to them. I say hats off to them. I think they are the greatest side ever in the modern era of the NRL.
well, I think when you look at it, and you look at everything that's unfolded, if we're talking just NRL era, so from 1998 up until now, who else can you say has done better? Like, obviously you had that Melbourne team that made the grand final for 4 or 5 years in a row, but then they were caught cheating the salary cap, so you can't include that. And I think they were 2-2 in their grand finals anyway. So you look at the Roosters when they went back to back. I thought this won't happen again for a long time. When the Roosters went back to back in 18 and 19, I thought to myself, this won't happen again for 10, 20 years. But all of a sudden, the Panthers have gone on this ridiculous run. They've made 5 grand finals in a row, and they've won the last 4. Can they win 5 in a row next year? My answer to that is why the hell not? Why not? Yeah, yes, they're losing players, but they lose players every year, and they still provide so much class. So why not? Why the hell not? And you know what? I think it is the greatest team of the NRL era. Panthers 4-P. It's the greatest ever. Now, I'm not going to go back to 1980s, 1960s and compare them to a Parramatta or St. George, but as a guy that was born in 1999 and I've been watching footy as long as I've been around, and this Panthers side the last 4 years is the best I've seen, without question. Without question. It's insane.
And no one's done 4 in a row as well. I think 4 in a row is quite a thing to do in this modern era when you look at the the salary cap as well, and
Yeah. Well,
the
see,
salary
this
cap
is
era.
why the junior systems are so good. The
Mm.
Panthers one in particular,
Oh
it's just outstanding.
yeah, and they've had teams in under 20s grand finals, and New South Wales Cup grand finals. Harold
And Red
Matthews,
Deer and all that, yeah,
yeah
the
they've been
whole lot,
fielding
bro.
teams in all those finals for the last couple of years, and they got
The
an
whole lot.
academy as well, I think, which Gus
Sure do.
Gus was involved in building at Penrith.
You're not wrong.
Mm.
All right. Let's move on to some news that is a little bit upsetting. And it's a tough one, man. So the World Club Challenge, it is set to be cancelled.
Uh,
And no one wants this. No one wants it cancelled. Now, there are a couple of articles going around on social media. The Panthers CEO has come out and said there is no way in the world we can play this because of the Vegas coming up. The Panthers are involved in Vegas, and so are the Wigan Warriors. Hull KR are not involved. Obviously, Super League Grand Finals on this weekend. It's going to clash. There's going to be a problem, but it's a controversial topic, this one, because the Panthers CEO has already come out and said there's no way in the world we're playing this. And then there's people reporting that it's embarrassing, it's pathetic to abandon the World Club Challenge and the prestige of it. And there's so much media attention on this topic right now. The NRL's been urged to take action over it as well. So I'll get your opinion on this one, Fanatics. Obviously, the Panthers are going to be playing in Vegas for round one. What's your take on this whole thing?
It is disappointing. It is disappointing. Look, I know people harp on and hate on the Super League sides, and this and that. It's going to be a mismatch every year. People talk about it, and that doesn't ever appear to be the case the last couple of years. Penrith, lost to Wigan this year. St Helens, and St Helens in the World Cup Challenge. So I think the World Cup Challenge is great. I think it's a great initiative to have. You got the Super League side against the NRL premiers. I think it's a good thing to have. And look, I feel like you got to rotate it every year. Have it in Australia, have it in the UK. Just rotate it every season. But to hear it to be cancelled, set to be cancelled, is very disappointing. It's really disappointing. And look, I can understand Penrith, not wanting to be part of it, but I can also feel like it also is a bit gutting because if you've got two teams that have won each competition and one of them wants to pull out, it's sort of like a bit of a kick in the pants to the other side, saying you don't want to do it. I don't know. Like I'd be a bit gutted if it's cancelled. To be honest, I really hope it still goes through, but it doesn't sound likely. For what I'm hearing.
I've got the article here, and pretty much the NRL is being urged to step in and force the Panthers to play, but the Panthers CEO has said on Tuesday there's no way in the world they'll be taking part. The showpiece event featuring the best teams in the NRL and the best in the UK Super League, it's been thrown into major doubt because Wigan have come out and said that if they win the grand final this weekend, Wigan do not want to travel to Australia and play the Panthers. And the Panthers have come out and said they don't want to play on February 15 because it isn't enough time to prepare for a game because they're worried that players are going to get burnt out and everything else with the international footy coming up in next weekend, I believe it is. So I can see where they're coming from, but I've got an idea. I put this on my Instagram story yesterday, and most people like this idea. And look, I'm going to throw it out there. whether you give the Panthers a bye or not for Magic Round, it's up to you. I mean, technically it isn't a bye, but why not have the Panthers play Wigan or Hull KR, depending on who wins the grand final?
Mm.
Why not have them play on the Thursday night, the day before Magic Round? Get over and done with. You can have Wigan play a catch-up game, a postpone one of their fixtures later on in the season. Penrith, on the other hand, you can give them, you know what you could do? You could give Penrith the bye and then have them play the following week on the Sunday. So you schedule the Panthers to play the Thursday night game of Magic Round, say it's round 10. In round 11, the Panthers don't play again until the Sunday afternoon. You give them, what's that, 7, Friday, 8, Saturday 9. You give them a 10-day rest. How about that? Let the Panthers play Wigan or Hull KR on the Thursday night, the day before Magic Round. Have them play Thursday night, and then give them a 10-day rest, and they can play on the following Sunday. Give them a nice break. Let them put a lot into the World Club Challenge. Or you can give the Panthers the bye the week before Magic Round, and then you give them the following Sunday. So you're giving them an advantage to have a week off. You give them the Thursday night, and then you give them a 10-day rest. If you want to make it fair, and you want to give the Panthers advantages, because our NRL clubs are going to have a big whinge about it, I'm sure they will step in and go, how is that fair? Blah, 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 blah. You can work out the rest. But that's my idea. Some like it, some don't like it. I think that's the only way it's going to happen, because how else are you going to fit this in the calendar? You got the Panthers going over to Vegas. You got the preseason challenge, trials, whatever you want to call it. Then you got round 1. Then you got them coming back from Vegas. Like, it's Magic Round's the only time I can really see it happening, bro. How else are you going to play it?
Yeah, and look, the fixtures are already packed in as it is. The NRL players play a lot of footy as it is right now. Like,
yeah,
you got the internationals coming up. You've got
it's all happening, bro.
The preseason challenge. What do they
in
call
February,
it? Yeah. And then of course, the Vegas thing as well, and that's travel on top of that. Going to Vegas, and then it's so much. It's just so much, But I talked about this. I just feel like the NRL probably, in terms of the scheduling, they probably could look at, a better way of scheduling things. It's just
not wrong.
Yeah, it's just not right as it is at the moment. It's just a bit all over the shop, and that's why players are wanting to pull out. Even not play for their countries. Like Ponga. And like Saponga and that, and you got games like this, like the World Club Challenge, and that's why they're wanting to pull out of this. So, you can understand why they're pulling out of it. They don't want to play in it. It's because of the fixtures, and not enough time for the players to prep for the season ahead. So,
yeah, no, you're right.
I feel like the World Club Challenge, you could play it in Vegas. They probably could have played it in Vegas. They had it as a separate fixture. But
yeah, it's going to be impossible. It's hard. It's tough.
It is making it a bit tricky though. So.
It sucks, bro, because I love the World Club Challenge. You know me. 2 years ago, I literally drove 8 hours to Sydney for the World Club Challenge, where St Helens beat Penrith at Penrith Stadium in the wet on the hill with all the English fans. It was insane. One of the great nights. One of the great nights. All right, moving on. The Western Bears bid rejected by the NRL. This is a major talking point, and this is big news. Now, I've got the Peter V'landys article here about the whole thing. So, excuse me. Bloody hell. So, basically, on Tuesday, which was yesterday, V'landys said on Tuesday the Bears' bid was not financially sound, and it was revealed The sticking point was the cost of a license fee of $10 million a year. It was not included in the Bears' bid. If the bid is not amended, the NRL will look to work directly with the Western Australia government to get a team in Perth for the 2027 season. So the Western Bears have got a financial problem, and that could be a problem by having them come into the NRL if they are financially struggling. Now, Peter V'landys has also stated that he has said that the project is not dead and buried, and he is more than happy to work with the Western Australia government to come up with a deal. They're trying to do a deal with the Western Australia government, which includes the Bears. The Bears are not affected by this, and yes, they are not dead. They are still alive, but obviously they got a couple of boxes to tick off before they go any further. What's your take on this whole Western Bears bid situation?
Yeah. Look, I personally think that the Western Bears, I think they should be in the comp. I think they should be, but doesn't look likely to happen. Because the NRL has already come out and said, they haven't got the financial resources or to get a team into the competition. And if the Western Bears can't get in there, well, I probably would have gone with the second New Zealand side, which has been rumoured. I think there's some strong rumours around it at the moment, called the South Island Kias. Another team which has been talked about, and the next team to come into the competition. So, yeah, I don't know. The Western Bears, I'd love to see them come in, but it doesn't look likely. It
They
doesn't
just got
look
to
like
sort
they
out the
have.
finances, bro. They got
Yeah,
some
they've got to have the
financial
finance.
problems.
Yeah, the finances definitely they've got to sort that out if they want to get in. So
I would much rather the Western Bears come in than New Zealand. Nothing against New Zealand. We've
yeah,
already got the Warriors, and you may agree or disagree with this, but if a New Zealand team comes in, whether it be in Christchurch, whether it be in the South Island, whatever it may be, it's going to have a bad effect on the New Zealand Warriors because the new team, they will come for your fucking juniors. They will come for your systems. They will attack your players. You don't want that. You don't want that. Look at what happened to the Broncos when the Dolphins come in. They took Herbie Farmworth. They took Jermaine Asako. They took Flegler. They took who else? A few other players. You don't want them to come in, but you wouldn't mind it because of like a rivalry. You can build a big game up between them. But the Western Bears, for me, man, they gotta get their shit sorted because this is why they've been rejected. Financially, not sound.
well, maybe they can ask the government for some money because that's what the
That's
PNG
what they're
size.
looking at doing. That's what their plan is. And and look, I'll be honest with you. Unless you're the Papua New Guinea Rugby League that has the Prime Minister in their back pocket, like if you're going to ask the government, you know you're in trouble. Like you're probably pushing it if you're going to be asking the government for money.
Well, the Australian Prime Minister is willing to put money into the PNG deal. So,
Yes, he is.
Why can't the government help the Western Reds?
The Western Bears, yeah.
Yeah, the Western Reds.
They should.
Western Bears. Yeah,
they should. I mean, I'm not sure what the what is it? The guy's name is the Premier. I'm not sure what his name is over there, but he said he loves rugby league. He wants rugby league to go to Perth. So if he's true in his word, he'll help him out. It'll help them out. So fingers crossed that the Western Bears get their stuff sorted because we want them in the NRL.
Definitely.
Now, with the
Definitely.
Western Bears bid being rejected, should Papua New Guinea step in as the 18th
Uh,
team? Should Papua New Guinea step in as the 18th NRL team now? I have a lot of controversial things to say about Papua New Guinea. Now, what's your take on this? Should they come in? Should they bring them in?
I don't think they should be in the comp at all. I don't think they should be in the comp at all. And I've stand by this comment for so long. Me and
Mm.
Hold the Ball privately have had a conversation about this on expansion. And Hold the Ball, he's massive on the expansion,
Oh, he
thing.
loves
But
it. He loves it.
we were well against the PNG side. Me and Hold the Ball, and I stand by. I've said it to him as well. A lot of people that I just think the PNG side wouldn't work as a whole. I know the NRL. I know the NRL and what the Australian government, Albanese, they want to fork out some money for it. Um, it's a lot of money for a team based in PNG to be in the competition. Yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like it as a whole because I don't think it will work. One thing is players, are they going to want to move to PNG? You know, are they going to be attracted to the PNG market? Do they want to stay there? If you're an Australian player, you're like, if you're a Nathan Cleary and, you're looking for the next team to want to be involved in, you want to move to another team, PNG is just not a team I'd be attracted to. I don't think you'd be attracted to, you know. Plus, there's other things in PNG which, I could go on about,
Yeah. Well,
which I'm not going to, but
you know what the
mm,
thing is? So the the NRL, I heard Peter Valenez and Andrew Abdo say this on 100% Footy a couple of weeks ago. I think it might have even been 2 weeks
yeah.
ago. They were talking about Papua New Guinea and how they can attract players. Apparently, the first year, the first
Mm,
12 months, you will be tax free. Now, if that isn't saying come play for Papua New Guinea for a year and you'll get a shitload more money, then I don't know what is, because I think they're just trying to get money out of Papua New Guinea. I think that's all they care about. I don't think they give a damn how
mm,
bad they go. I don't think they care if they win 3 games all year. And yes, they will have fans because they have a whole
mm,
country on their side, and they will all be cheering for them, and it will be pretty. The atmosphere would be fantastic. I'm sure it would be, but
yeah, probably would.
this is where I have a problem. There's talk of them being based in Cairns.
Oh,
As a North Queensland Cowboys supporter, they can absolutely fuck off this Papua New Guinea bid. Now, they go to Cairns. You know what's going to happen? They're going to attack our junior system. They're going to attack Cairns. They're going to attack Townsville. They're going to attack Mackay. They're going to attack Rockhampton. They're going to attack
mm,
all of North Queensland. They're going to affect us. They're going to try and ruin our junior systems. And as a Cowboys fan, I am not having a bar of it. I'm not having a bar of it. It's bad
mm,
enough. It's bad enough having to deal with the fucking Broncos, Dolphins, Titans trying to steal our players on a yearly basis. I'll be fucking damned if this new Papua New Guinea team is going to come in, base themselves in Cairns, play 6 games a year in Cairns and 5 games a year in Papua New Guinea or fucking Suncorp or wherever they end up playing. I am not having a bar of it. Them coming into the competition and attacking our fucking systems. I am not having a bar of it. You know how mad I was when fucking South Sydney tried to set up an academy in Townsville earlier this year for fucking Queensland Cup or something. That pissed me right off. So I, you know, I'm not dealing with another team coming in and doing that. Absolute
mm.
rubbish. I can piss off.
Plus, plus,
Absolutely
I-
piss off.
plus, I will say on that one, as you said, that if they were based in, North Queensland, they're just going to be another Queensland side. They're not
Pretty
really a
much.
PNG side. They're
Pretty
not a
much.
PNG side. That's the thing.
I
If it's
would consider
Mm.
Papua New Guinea as an instant rival if they were in Cairns. I would
Cool.
consider them as an instant rivalry. I'm like, righto, you're 3 or 4 hours away from Townsville. This is now a rivalry. You're coming into our territory, trying to become a new establishment. I'm not having a bar of it. Not a chance. Not a single chance. So they can take their organisation, their new team somewhere else. Get away from North Queensland. Don't even come near it. Please don't. Please don't. I just don't want that. It would not be good. I think it will cause a lot of dramas. And yeah, I just don't think it'd be a good thing at all. I don't think so.
I just don't want them in the competition altogether, and I just hope it doesn't happen.
Oh, probably doesn't happen. Good Lord. If they come, mate, if they base themselves in Cairns, goodness me, there's going to be some. Our fans will probably lose it, bro, to be honest.
Yeah.
They will lose it. Moving on. Is the NRL season too long? Fanatics, every team plays 24 games. Yes, it's a 27-round competition, but everyone gets free buys. But 24 games each, 12 home, 12 away. Is the season too long, or do you think it's about right?
It is quite a long season. I'm not gonna lie, it is quite a long season. But I also got to say, I'm not a fan of this whole buys. These whole buys, it's a bit messed up with the buys this year. It's all a bit confusing in a way because you got what free buys, free buys, and then we got points for a buy, and it's just I don't know. You could probably say maybe it is a bit long. I don't know what your thoughts are on Nick on that one, but I personally think it is a bit long in a way. Because we've got these games, we've got Origin, and then we've got internationals, and we expect players to play on the internationals. And look, I really want the international game to grow.
So
And I
do
saw
I.
something. This week. I think it was Chancellor or Klookstad. He said something in regards to the Kiwis, and the Kiwis want to play more internationals. But the problem is you got the NRL season, and the NRL season is quite a long one. And you want to, you can't.
Yeah, he's right.
We know the NRL. The NRL is so important. The NRL, the club footy takes priority over the international. It's always been the case for years. Which, it is what it is. Origin takes its priority as well. So
Well,
yeah,
just shorten the season by maybe 2 or 3 weeks, right?
I think it's fun.
So we got a 27 round season. Why don't we try and get it down to 24, 25 rounds? 11 home games, 11 away games, whatever. And that way, we can just see more international rugby league at the back end. We can see proper tournaments. We can have this England international side come over because when's the last time they come over for a game? It's been a while now. I think 2017 was the last time they come over.
Probably the World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 2017 World Cup. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, we need more international rugby league to happen, man. Like, obviously, we got the Pacific Championship coming up, which is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Next Friday night, Australia versus Tonga. It's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to watching that. Then you got Fiji versus Papua New Guinea on the Saturday night. Like, it's going to be great. But you're right. We definitely need more international rugby league tournaments. Even we spoke about this before, like during the Origin period. How about NRL clubs take a week or 2 off, give everyone a rest, call it the Origin break, and you have your Origin game on the Wednesday, but that following weekend, you have Tonga versus Samoa in a 3-game series. So, like, State of Origin, right? You have it on the Wednesday night for Origin 1, and then you do Origin 2, and then you do Origin 3. And then that same weekend, you have 2 3-game series between Tonga versus Samoa and Fiji and Papua New Guinea. You can have a 3-game series. Friday night, you can have Tonga v Samoa, say, I don't know, Combank Stadium. And then on the Saturday night, you can have Fiji versus Papua New Guinea at friggin' Leichhardt Oval or something, or Cogra Oval, wherever you want to go. And every time an Origin game happens, that same weekend on Friday, Saturday night, Game 1, Tonga v Samoa. Game 1, Papua New Guinea versus Fiji, and so forth. And then you rotate that system, 3 games every single Origin period. And then once that's over, the next week, we're back into the NRL, round 15 or round 17 or whatever. That's the best way to do it, I reckon. That's the best way to do it. That way you've got a 3-game series of international footy in the mid-season. You've got a Pacific Championship tournament at the back end, or a Four Nations, or whatever you want to call it, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, I think they should. When the NRL does have those games, with state of origin fictive rounds.
Yeah.
I think they've got to do something during that period.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that whole period is just wasted. It's
You're right.
wasted, and I know some people will probably say, look, it's great we get to watch these teams with some of these other players that we don't see too often, and that, and I get that, I understand that, but I feel like that period is a period where you could put in a rep game, a Samoa, a Samoa Fiji or Tonga, New Zealand. I feel like there's a period where you can do that.
Yes.
During the Origin period, because a lot of those players don't all play state of origin.
Exactly right. And
bro, they all can be representing countries. So
this year we had Origin affected games. We had the Cowboys play the Roosters, who both had like 5 Origin stars out, and you had Raiders and Dolphins play at Redcliffe, where both teams had a few players out and everything like that. Sharks and the Eels played a game at Combank on a Thursday night, where both had a few out for Origin. So it's, man, I'm with you. We need international footy on that period, on the weekend. It's a way to do it.
We want to grow the game. If you want to grow the international game, and I know the international game, look, it's always been not talked about as much because you don't get a lot of games. You don't see a lot of games, and the fixtures. You're generally waiting quite a while for the fixtures list to be announced because you didn't know when the Pacific tests were going to happen until the last 12 minutes. That's the frustrating thing. So
that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that we agree. Season's a little bit too long. I mean, maybe personally, I'd shorten it by maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but I don't think it's that long. Like, I don't think it's as long as people make it out to be. I think people just say it because players get injured and everything like that. And you got to remember, the season, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So, yeah, it's all about timing and everything. All right, final topic, and then we'll wrap things up here. This weekend, Mr. Boys and our Fanatics, it is the Super League Grand Final. Wigan versus Hull KR. Now, Wigan won the Grand Final last year. They're looking to get back-to-back up against the Hull KR side, who comes second on the ladder. They've had a great season. Willie Peters was Coach of the Year. That was announced this morning. And Mikey Lewis, the little halfback, won the Man of Steel. Are you looking forward to this grand final? The top 2 sides, Wigan against Hull KR.
Yeah, look, it should be. I think it should be a really interesting game. I really do, because you look at these 2 sides, and of course Wigan, as expected, always up there. I think they finished. Did they finish as the minor premiers this year? They did, the league leaders, or whatever they call it there. Or we call it minor premiers, but they call it completely different over there. But they won they finished top.
They did.
And Hull Kingston Rovers have been a bit of a surprise this year, haven't they? They've done very well.
Done great.
They've had a great season. So yeah, it could be an interesting. I think it could be an interesting grand final. Obviously, Wigan deserve to be favourites. I think they deserve to be favourites based on what they've done this season. But Hull Kingston Rovers, they can't write them off as well.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, it should be an interesting grand final. I am backing Wigan, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hull Kingston Rovers, Hull KR run them very close, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's quite a competitive matchup between the two sides. So, yeah,
Mate.
look, I think I'll go Wigan. I will back Wigan in here, but look, I wouldn't be surprised if
Mm.
Hull KR, do the upset, do the win, get the victory. But I'll go Wigan.
For the story,
Yeah.
for the story, I would love Hull KR to win. Like
Mm,
everything that they've had to overcome. I mean, they were relegated. I mean, they've been relegated a couple of times, and they've been in the mud for a couple of times. And
mm,
I think last year actually Wigan played Hull KR in the prelim final, and Wigan won like 38-2 or whatever the hell the score was. It was a bloodbath, but
yeah.
Hull KR, they're a much different team now. They look a lot better, and they are capable of winning. They are. Personally, I'm with you. I think Wigan are going to win. But I think it'll be really close. Hull KR for me are a massive chance. Like they can win, but I'm going to go Wigan by 6. I reckon.
Yeah. I'll probably say. Oh, look, originally I thought Wigan were gonna, smash them, but I've changed my mind. Look,
Yeah,
I'll go Wigan. I'll go Wigan in a close one. I think you can't write off Hull KO and what have they done. So I'll
that's right.
go. I go Wigan by 4, at least 4 points. To beat Hull KR in the grand final at Old Trafford, Manchester.
That's right. Well, I'll go Wigan by 6. I think it'll be a great game. Looking
Mm.
forward to it. All right, that's going to wrap it up, I reckon. Mr. Warriors NRL Fanatics, mate, we've done 10 episodes of the Nfa Podcast. You've been on every single one of them, and it's been
Yep.
a lot of fun, man. Not sure if we'll do another one this year, so this probably might be it for the
Yeah.
rest of the year. But, mate, I want to thank you very much for your time and all your hard effort into the show.
Yeah, no worries, Nick. It's great to be on the podcast. I've actually enjoyed it. It's obviously something completely different to what you've done in the past. Of course, you've had some, you had a few good podcasts here and then with
Mm,
Cody, and we also had the breakdown podcast as well, which I was on a bit of few
yeah,
episodes at the time. But yeah, to start this new avenue off the NFA podcast, I think it's been good. The first 10 episodes, and it's great to be
yes,
part of it. And hopefully, I can be a part of it again next year as well, if this is the last time. So,
100%. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do subscribe to Warriors NRL Fanatics, and also make sure you guys go and check out TBC Live. They are the sponsor of the channel. TBC Live, guys, download the app today, and it is a lot of fun, man. So shout out to TBC Live and all the sponsors and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. Have a phenomenal Wednesday night. Have a good Thursday. And yes, we will see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe. Good night, everyone.
see ya, everyone.
Good night.